And now to find out what does happen if we die. I also want to show the Pikmin just like working on this bridge over here. No, the sheer grubs working on this bridge over here. Also, since when is there a swooping snitch bug in this area? I think it happens because like after a few days, like when days go by, the later you are, the different enemies that will spawn in, just in different areas possibly. Since this isn't, since we already beat the game, I'm not counting this day as a canon day. Which is probably a good thing. Oh. So one other thing I wanted to show is Pikmin Extinction. Did it not work? I thought there used to be a cutscene for that though. 19 days since impact. Sheer grub. Today I've learned something new about these creatures' behavioral patterns. They are very vexing bugs. They chew apart the bridges that the Pikmin build. All the efforts the poor Pikmin went to. I must watch for these pests. Okay, so new day after Pikmin Extinction. Gives us one new seed to work with. When the Pikmin became extinct, the onion releases a single seed. How does the onion know that the Pikmin have all been lost? I do not understand this mechanism, but I have no time to try and decipher its riddle. I must do all I can to protect the lone Pikmin. And of course, I must prevent such extinction from ever happening again. Truer words have never been spoken. Don't mind me just committing war crimes. Pikmin Extinction. For when you actually run out of all Pikmin. It just ends the day immediately, because there's nothing you can do at that point. The Pikmin have all perished, because of my own carelessness. I am an utter disgrace as a leader. How can I continue to collect parts without them? Still, the onions join me in low orbit, as if this Pikmin extinction had never happened. I shan't sleep tonight. There they go. All three. It would kind of be cool to just like have, what's it called? Like a Pikmin roguelike where you Pikmin like reset the onions every now and then or something? I don't know. The damage to my spacesuit is approaching its limits. The safest course of action would be to return to the dolphin at once, and repair my suit. To do so, I need to only stand in front of the dolphin and press A. If only repairing my ship were as simple as pressing a single button. Olimar is down. For when you run out of health. The day ends because you're just unable to live. Unable to survive. Doesn't end the like attempt at recovering all your ship parts, but losing a whole day to that would be bad, especially if you leave any Pikmin behind. I've been careless, sustaining damage beyond my spacesuit's limits. My crisis transport system saved me, but I lost all the Pikmin I had with me. I must pay closer mind to my spacesuit damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. I can press A by the dolphin to repair my suit. It's very strange. The scenery of this planet, which I once found hostile, now sometimes strikes me as surprisingly serene. Perhaps the Pikmin I have opened my heart to the beauty of this world. I even started thinking there were some parts I do not need. A daydream. When I see the Pikmin engaged in fierce battle with the other creatures of this world, I often grow uneasy, wondering why they never attack me. Could it be that they are actually view me as a parental figure? A strange, disturbing thought. I wonder if I shall be able to escape from this world. How much suffering must I endure before I can finally see my family back home again? Still, when my heart grows too heavy, I take comfort in my efforts. I will get home, or I will expire trying. The creatures of this planet breathe a deadly poisonous gas, oxygen. At present, my spacesuit can filter the oxygen out, but if the batteries for my life support system should fail, I shudder to think about it. No matter how many of their compatriots fall in battle, the Pikmin fight on. Would this have been a peaceful planet had I never come? No. Surely the Pikmin lived like this before my arrival. They must have. In any case, I must not waver if I hope to return home. My task now is to do whatever I can to recover all of the dolphin's missing parts. I wonder if these Pikmin were waiting for me to arrive. No, not necessarily me, but an alien being like me who could fight alongside them. On this planet, they are a weak species, but maybe they see that they can use their power of an alien brain to climb to the top of the natural order. Such ideas make me wonder if it isn't I who is being used by them. It has been 20 days since I crashed on this planet. My reflection in the mirror is looking a little gaunt. And to think my wife warned me not to gain too much weight on this vacation. Ha! The thought makes me chortle. She would surely be surprised to see me now. It feels as if it has been many years since I saw her last. This is an ever-surprising ecosystem. What has caused this planet's vegetation to grow to such gigantic proportions? In comparison to the Pikmin and the other creatures of this planet, the scale of the plant life here seems inexplicable. Perhaps long ago, creatures of incomprehensible size walked the surface of this planet. Just imagine. Occasionally, when I look behind me, I make some very amusing discoveries. The Pikmin all seem to follow me in the same fashion, but there are always individual specimens that end up performing the wrong actions. I suppose if there are agile, capable Pikmin, there must also be clumsy, dim Pikmin as well. That is the natural way of things. My people were born out of the sea of stars to come to Hocotate, and when we complete our lives, we return to the great ocean of stars. But since these Pikmin come from the depths of the soil, surely to the soil they shall return. How very poetic. While it is all alien to me, the basic premise is universally beautiful. Reading is hard. At times, these seemingly emotionless Pikmin act with a blind urgency. For instance, the Pikmin who so tirelessly dig up grass. What could be driving them to do so? Is it merely of the promise of a sweet taste of nectar? Or is it some base instinct that is beyond my capacity to understand? Will I ever know? At first glance, the Pikmin have such innocent faces, but this is misleading. They can actually be surprisingly whimsical. After leaving the group, they dig up plants on their own and frolic about, sometimes never returning to the onion. When I find none following me, I begin to worry. I must pay careful mind to their movements. Feels like they really knew how difficult Pikmin could be at times. But they made it part of the lore, so that's fine then, I guess. They put more effort into this game than I would have thought, but that's because it's a good game. Gradually, my repairs to the Dolphin continue. The ship is like a part of me. One could even say that it is tied to my very essence. Yes, it was a long one might say, epic journey. Going from mere repairman to captain of my own ship. But now I'm rambling. I also quite like the way that the ship restores itself when you get parts, like, to it, basically. It's kinda cool. It just gets pulled in. Looking from this planet into the skies above, I see the pale white moon floating overhead. It brings to mind memories of the moon from back home. I bet that even now my wife and children are sitting at home, gazing up at our pale red moon. Hang on, dear ones, your Olimar will return someday. When I am surrounded by legions of Pikmin, I always picture the face of my boss, the head of the pilot union. He was always so sharp-tongued with his orders, but I imagine he must have felt much the way that I do now. It's funny how a change in perspective can bring with it a deeper understanding of others. Tomorrow is the day my life support system fails. If I do not recover all my parts, I have no choice but to try to blast off. Missing a few parts may not affect my attempts to return to Hoctate, but then again, it may. At any rate, I must try to recover the remaining parts tomorrow. Mighty good haul we might have, but we don't have the last ship part. Made some more numbers. Can at least give the Pikmin something for when we leave. Goodbye, Pikmin. The day when my life support system fails has come. I have collected only 29 of 30 ship parts. I have no choice but to attempt to launch the Dolphin into space. Incomplete, as it is. The ship doesn't need every lost part in order to fly. For better or worse, I must go. So there we go. That's what happens when we leave without getting all the ship parts. Missing just one thing. Also, I love how it's like inverted colors on the screen. That's pretty cool. I have to watch through the whole credits again. The end. Just the regular one. But, what happens if we, don't do anything? What if we just do nothing? What if we just take a relaxing holiday? There might also be different, messages at the end of the day, but I don't know about that for sure. And it might take like several different playthroughs to see all of them. I don't even know if I will ever see all of them, if there are different ones, so I don't really know. Also, it's quite nice that we can actually access the ship's log from the map. Once we've gone through as many days as we want, really. Today's dinner is instant space noodles, once again. It feels as if I've been eating it forever. I never liked it much to begin with. Certainly I did not want to drain my savings, but perhaps I should not have budgeted so tightly. How I longed for my wife's home cooking. Can't help but hear a slow hissing sound inside my head. Seems like the stress is causing the last of my air to fall out. My wife has always warned me not to let the little things bother me. To prepare for the bigger things instead. Very well. I shall heed her sage words. This shall be the last time I count my precious strands. 1, 2. I cannot seem to sleep. At night, I'm overcome with uneasiness. I am the only one to have ever stood on this planet. The Pikmin follow my orders, but frankly, I have no idea what they could be thinking. Ah yes, it brings the faces of my children to mind. May I have courage. I've been preoccupied with my own problems, but I am certain that my warriors pale beside my family's fear for my safety. I am always amazed at how much my children have changed when I return from a lengthy trip. Even with their father gone, the children grow. When I return, I shall load up on my family and take them with me for a change. I had a horrific dream last night. I was home, my wife was cooking the Pick brand carrots I love so much, and I was eating them. Though I had eaten my fill, she kept bringing me more fresh carrots, until my mouth was full. I woke gasping for breath. I'm certain it is because these Pikmin remind me of those carrots, that I had such a dream. I'm always intrigued as to whether or not such vast numbers of Pikmin can truly sleep inside such a small onion. What sort of vessel is it inside? Does it somehow transcend the laws of physics? Just once, I'd like to have the chance to see for myself. My daughter, who was always so sweet in her youth, has become so precocious lately. I can only imagine how many headaches she has caused her mother in my absence. Haha. With her parentage, I am certain she will grow into a beautiful woman. Who can say what might sprout from such a seed of beauty? There seems to be a lot of different messages that show up based on what happens during the day, which might also change depending on how much you do in that day as well. So what, like, ship parts you get, what enemies you face, how it goes with the fights. I also do want to show what happens when our Pikmin get mushroomed as well, since that wasn't a thing that the enemy got a chance to do. Man, it really doesn't let you just hit it unless you're, like, further away from it and aim properly. But when it gets back up, it sprays its spores. Mushrooming our Pikmin against us. Oh my goodness. They're kind of terrifying. It's like zombie Pikmin, basically. Oh my goodness. They're gonna beat me up. They still count as Pikmin though. But I think they're gonna stay stuck until the enemy gets defeated. Also, they're on me. Or until I get burned, maybe? I don't know. Ow. Oh, they just demushroom after a bit, but also they get killed by the other mushrooms. Maybe just calling them back a bit? I don't know. Also, that mushroom is actually attacking the parent. That's odd. Looks like we can actually whack them out with our regular Pikmin to get them back somewhat, maybe. But you really don't want them to get spored at all. It's just a really bad turnout overall. So this is what it's like to just absolutely destroy all your Pikmin for no reason. This could have gone a lot better. The day when my life support system fails has come. I've collected only 9 out of 30 ship parts. Have no choice but to attempt to launch the Dolphin into space. Incomplete as it is, the ship doesn't need every lost part in order to fly. For better or worse, I must go. Welp. Didn't get nearly enough. And the Pikmin did what they had to. Not that it really helped us. That's the bad ending. Also, this happened to me. Where I was just getting these blues to carry this across the water. But because it fell off weird, they just started carrying it sideways. So that's cool. I don't even think they got it upright again after that point. Also, as an extra thing, the secret safe, if you press A next to it to check its special text, says this: secret safe, the final part. At last I have found it, my most prized possession. I am so relieved. It's as heavy as ever. Man, considering I have COVID, that did pretty good.